profit.
I tell you though, she's talked about, she wrote these letters. Did you hear about these letters that she wrote?
Wants to have another baby, wants to adopt a baby.
Right, and all these things that we're going through. She wants to get her teeth whitened. I mean, all these things that we're going through. And she's going to write this book that's sort of half memoir, half comedy.
People are going to pay for those letters. You know, whether we like it or not, she's going to get paid. So perhaps sooner than later, so we can get this over with.
This is a horrible thought, but I thought when I saw that Cindy Anthony went to visit her in jail today, that maybe it had something to do with the Jerry Springer thing. Like, hey, we need the money, we got to move. Maybe if we all do it together.
But she denied that visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the daughter did not want to see her.
Hey. Another crazy story out there today, upsetting.
Yeah, we're talking about the figures, looking at the national pictures. Nah, not a good look here. The U.S. unemployment picture, well, it goes from bad to ugly, I tell you, in June. Basically, companies are barely adding any jobs, pushing unemployment up to 9.2% for the nation. Here are the numbers. The U.S. Labor Department reports employers added 18,000 jobs in June. That's the fewest in 9 months, Lauren.
Oh, it's totally depressing. So we brought in financial expert Gene Marks on this rainy Friday to talk about not the gloomy weather, but
it's gloomy.
What's going on today. I mean, this was a real downer for a lot of people out there.
It was. You know what's funny is when I was on Sunday, we were looking at the week ahead numbers. We were expecting that the unemployment rate would actually go down a little bit on Friday. In fact, most people were saying that we were going to be adding between 100,000 and 150,000 new jobs this week. And even that number was not enough to really kind of spur the economic recovery that everybody wants to see. And then today, you know, it gets announced that 18,000 jobs net were added to the economy. So just not good news at all.
What kind of numbers do we need to add to pull us out of what, you know, the fear of a double-dip recession, but out of the recession?
At least 150,000 jobs should be added each month right now to pull us back up and keep us current with the population growth that's going on and pull us out of recession.
I found it interesting today, though, because, Gene, a lot of economists were saying, hey, it's still going to be good in the last quarter. Do you believe that as well?
Well, here's what's happening is that you know, Fed Chairman Bernanke is still holding pretty tough to his 2 to 3%, aging up closer to a 3% growth rate for this year. Now, right now, at the end of the first quarter, we were only growing at about 1.9%. So we've got a lot of picking up to do. So people are hoping, some of the economists are saying, look, the debt issue, the debt ceiling issue is going to get resolved. Some certainty will come back. You know, hopefully that will happen. There is some good news, if I can just say. I mean, just this week, Gallup came out. They come up every couple of weeks with their job creation index, Lauren.
Right.
And Gallup said actually that the job creation index was the best that it's been since 2008.
Well, I wish the stock market had reacted to that instead of the job numbers, because it was down. Let's bring in Lene Lewis, who spent the day trying to find out where the jobs are in the area. What are some of the stories you heard, Lene?
Well, it's a little depressing out there, Lauren. Not a whole lot out there at the job fair that we were at if you're looking for a steady paycheck. When we're talking about white-collar jobs, most of the jobs we found were sales jobs based on commission. Also, when it comes to blue-collar jobs, there's a problem there in that the pay is not that great. There's also a lot of turnover as well. One local business we found that is hiring is J.P. Mascaro and Sons. That's a garbage collection company in Norristown. Now, we understand they're planning about 45 hires in the next 6 months or so. We're talking garbage collectors, mechanics, some office positions, and drivers. But the Director of Human Resources told me today that the jobs are entry-level, lower-paying positions.
It's more difficult than it was 6 months, a year ago. The job market has opened up a little bit more. I think people are moving around a little bit more. I've seen our turnover increase a little bit more again.
And we learned that garbage collectors there get about $100 a day. It's also a very physical job, so obviously when another opportunity comes around, they typically take it.
Yeah, Lene Lewis in the newsroom, we thank you for that. Gene, I got to ask you, based on what Lene just found out, I mean, the jobs where they're at in terms of maybe part-time or maybe lower-paying jobs, that doesn't, you know, spell good for the economy. People need to support their families.
Also true. So if you're looking for a job, there's some certain things you should do. I mean, you know, J.P. Mascaro and Sons, actually, I know those guys. They've been around, and they're a great, great company, and they're in a good industry, which is waste removal. So we have to look at those industries that are going to be growing over the next few years. So, you know, engineering firms, healthcare, education, you know, technology, those are the industries where we're seeing a lot of growth happening over the next few years. So if you're looking for a job, even entry level, you want to go to where the money is going, and that's what you want to focus on.
I love that Gene always ends on a positive note on a Friday.
You got to look up.
Gene, thank you. Come in again, Lauren. Please. Give us more positive news. All right, if you're looking for work, here is a job of the day. It's a